Hello, we're back with Inside China. Today we've got Michaela Sanders here talking to us about China. So you studied China's history this semester. What's your biggest takeaway?
Well, I really love how with history of China, you can take something from the past and make a connection to it in the future, and how something that happens, it's kind of like history repeats itself with history of China. Like for example, Heaven, Earth, and Man.
What does that mean?
Heaven, Earth, and Men was kind of like this idea behind a ruler, and it was like if a ruler doesn't have his emotions in check, then everything that has to do with nature and natural disasters happen, like tornadoes and earthquakes and floods happen because of that. And so it was basically like the mandate of heaven. If you weren't a good ruler, then Tien would take you out. If you ruined mandate of heaven, Tien would be like, I'm gonna kick you out. I'm gonna cut you off because you're not doing a good job. And what I'm saying about connecting, taking something from the past and connecting it to the future, it's really cool because how Mao died, you could almost say it was like Heaven, Earth, and Men, because Mao died literally 2 weeks after a major earthquake in China.
And
Mao was the communist leader of China. He started as a peasant who led the Long March, and then he slowly made his way up in ranks and became the leader of China. Communist China.
Why is this so interesting to you?
I think that's really cool because people always say, oh yeah, history repeats itself, but I'm like, yeah, history repeats itself, but I haven't seen a revolutionary war in America anytime soon. I haven't seen it, and so I think that's really cool how with China you can actually see it. It's consistent throughout.
What else you got?
I love how the yellow turbans would be another example for me. They could be almost, you could say the yellow turbans later became the Red Guards.
Who are the Red Guards?
The Red Guards were a group of students who really supported Mao and wanted to make him happy. And so when Mao was unhappy with his with the communist party, he was like, these guys are ruining everything that I worked for. So he wanted his people of China to rebel, and that's when all the students were like, it's our time to protect Mao and do our thing. So they formed a militia and became known as the Red Guard. And they're like the Yellow Turbans because the Yellow Turbans, when the government went corrupt and there was famine and floods, they wanted to rise against the government, but they were put down before they could do anything major. Unlike, with the Red Guards, they formed because their government was corrupt. And even before that, they had the Great Famine, and that killed 30 million people within China. And so when Mao told them to rebel, I'm pretty sure they were more than willing to. And the only thing though with the Red Guard that's different between the Yellow Turbans is that the Yellow Turbans were put down before they could do anything major, but the Red Guard, they caused the Cultural Revolution, and that was really big for China. So unlike the Yellow Turbans, they actually caused a lot of change, and they actually stamped China, because a lot of China's, ancient museums and art galleries and textbooks were burnt and destroyed, and people were killed during the Cultural Revolution because, the landlords back then in China, before Mao really took over, the landlords were horrible. They starved their people, the people who they were in control of. They kept all the rice grains to themselves, and they were just really bad people. And so the Red Guards, they kind of went against those people and killed a lot of them. And then they killed a lot of people who were in support of the old ways. During the Cultural Revolution, Mao started the Old Fours campaign. And I was basically he was telling them, get rid of old ideas, get rid of old culture, get rid of all this old stuff, because the Communist Party, accept that, and you want to revolt against the Communist Party, so you have to get rid of it all. And so they burnt and destroyed stuff, and even at one point they took over Shanghai. They overran the government in Shanghai.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So unlike the Yellow Turbans, they did a lot of damage, but you can almost still say they were just like the Yellow Turbans with their cause, why they were doing it. So I think that's really awesome how you can make that connection.
All right, that's really cool. So this was MICAELA Sanders.
Yeah.
Inside China. It's nice talking to you.
Thank you. Nice talking to you.